Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Dungeons and Dopamine. Da-da. Hello, welcome to episode 95 of Dungeons and Dopamine. I'm Jess.
And Bre.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did it.
We've done that 95 times.
Woohoo.
That's crazy. I just watching myself instead of like the camera or my notes or you. Or
Hey, we're here.
you know, we've got to bring shirts so that when we go to our next episode, you can't tell that we've already. Yeah,
That's a good point. Now they're going to know,
Now they know our
that we
secrets.
record 2 episodes on one day. So every time I'm like, last week, it's actually like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, remember last week when we blah blah blah. But also, like, everyone knows we don't remember last week,
It's true.
so they know.
Like, Bre must have recorded this one right after the last one, because she still knows what the last episode was about.
Exactly. Exactly. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm still in.
The best part is when you put up the clips and they're complete surprises to me.
It's my favorite.
Or sometimes the whole episode.
my
we
gosh,
talked
we
about
talked-
what?
That was such a good episode.
Now that we have so many,
We should do a podcast.
I feel like I spend a lot more time going back and being like, did we already talk about this?
I thought about doing some cults last week, or I guess earlier today, a few hours ago. And was like, I'm gonna have to go see if I did any of these. I'm gonna have to check out my cults episode and find out if I talk
Yeah.
about these, because also I listen to so many podcasts and stuff about the things that I talk about.
It's hard to keep
I can't.
straight.
Yes. Did That's Why We Drink do this, or did I do this, or both of us?
Right.
Or
I have 2. So my brother, when we went to Disney, my brother was telling me about like this abandoned Disney island. Did
Oh,
you
sure.
talk about that during your Disney episode?
I don't remember if I did. It's cool. I think I might have touched on it because the music plays apparently
Okay.
all the time. It was Discovery Island. I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So my brother was telling me about it, which was weird, number one, because my brother knows some Disney history. I was like, that would be a great podcast episode. I bet Jessica covered that during her Disney episode. But you did like a whole big episode.
I
Maybe I
did.
could dive in on that and
Yeah.
focus on it, because it sounds really interesting.
Yes.
And then there was a guy that I think you already covered. Where did I save that?
The Somerset Man. I did. We
Yes.
solved it.
Good point. Never mind. Ferdinand Waldo de Mara.
That does not sound familiar.
Okay, cool. Then
So
I'm
if
gonna
I've
talk
talked
him.
about him, amnesia.
I feel like we would remember the name Ferdinand.
Ferdinand.
Waldo.
We would have made fun of it, I think, probably.
Yeah.
Or made jokes about like Ferdinand the Bull or Where's Waldo or
I forgot about the movie Ferdinand the Bull.
not anymore.
I'm gonna watch it right now.
You
You eat spaghetti, and I'll watch
Perfect.
Ferdinand,
and we'll just make
it'll be a
short-
great episode.
just short comments about the topic that we're actually going to talk about. Yeah. Oh gosh, it would actually be really ironic for me to eat during this episode.
Right.
I'm done. I'm leaving. Ugh. That's so wrong.
That would be so bad. Especially since I wouldn't be eating.
Right,
I'd
exactly.
just be watching a movie without popcorn or anything. And you're like, can't get through 2 episodes without dinner.
Grandma's spaghetti. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I hate that. I quit.
Me too.
I'm trying to think, and I can't.
So
This should
deep.
air before Con,
Yes.
so I wanted to talk about
Ooh,
Con.
No, this will be after Con.
We had a great time at Con. Thanks everyone who came to see us. We appreciate it. Your Dogman costume was superb, Hank.
It was. Totally.
You are so behind.
I confused myself because I've been doing better. I've been putting they're all gone.
You
now.
groaned at it.
I've been putting in the episode number and what day it will release.
Nice. That's genius.
Except I went to do it with this one and I put it releases today. So
I
instead
have a
of
lot of work to do.
being able to deal with that, I just froze.
I was creating a whole monologue about Comic-Con, and then I was relying on you.
And nope, brain broke. But this will premiere the 4 days after Comic-Con.
Well, I'm sure
we had a great time. Hank was great. We loved meeting everybody.
It was wonderful.
Our prizes were so cool.
Yeah. And then when that dragon crashed through the window,
it just really brought the whole event together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, no, I want Pedro Pascal to propose.
That would be better. Plus, then Muskegon Comic-Con would be on the map next year because Pedro showed up.
Right? And
randomly
proposed to a married
somebody.
woman.
And she accepted.
To be a married woman.
to two men.
Sorry, Ryan.
It's fine.
I'm not sorry.
I don't think he'd complain. Pedro's very busy. It's not like he'd take up too much of your time.
Very attractive. I bet he'd be a great.
He's calling right now.
We both stopped to look at, like, who's calling you right now?
How did he know?
Why is he calling you? Excuse me.
He's planning his surprise proposal. Hello.
I'm sorry.
Now, if I could just throw together a wedding for me so he could propose to you at my wedding.
Duh, yeah.
Then we could come full circle.
I liked the dragon. I mean, that was a good touch, Pedro. Great job. So about dreams. That never happened.
Cool. All this manifestation we're doing for Comic-Con.
Oh, one cool thing. I don't know if it's cool. It's cool to me. That thing there. Yes, above your, next to that one. I'm trying to find dinosaurs or Lord of the Rings figures to put inside of it. Like a little terrarium.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Dinosaurs should be easy.
I mean, I have some if you need some.
That does not surprise me.
Did we get rid? No, Connor would not let us get rid of his dinosaurs. Yeah, we did. We definitely still have some.
He'd be so excited if I put them. Well, maybe if I put them on display.
He does think you're the coolest. He has started, because our house decor is just stuff. He has started, like, when he gets cool trinkets, he'll put them up in the living room now as, like, decorations. Aw,
that's really cool.
Connor's adding to our decor now.
Carly does that upstairs, not so much downstairs. Usually downstairs she just leaves a mess.
Fair.
She came down. Okay, so apparently she spends too much time up here because she came downstairs the other day while we were eating dinner. I don't know why, but we were all eating in different rooms, but together. Like, our house is open concept, really. So Ryan was eating in the kitchen, standing at the cupboard. Carly was sitting at the table, and I was sitting on a couch behind the table. Mostly because our table is covered in her art crap. But she goes, "What do you guys do down here all the time?" We just live life.
She's only been up here for like 6 months.
Apparently, she's outgrown us.
What do you guys do down here without me?
It's like she left the house and is an adult. And she's like, "Are you guys so bored now that I'm not here anymore?" Yeah, adult child. Yes.
Speaking of, Connor and I had dentist appointments today, and they always bring us.
It's your turn!
Now the curse has moved to me.
Watch me punch it as I... Then the problem really is that we...
table down.
Now they know there's a table here, Bre. Thanks for ruining the magic. Floating microphones.
Sorry. These are floating microphones. There is no table.
Tell us about your dentist appointment.
So we went to the dentist.
Punchy McGee.
And they bring us back at the same time, but put us in different rooms. And Connor doesn't yet know that I can hear him, but I get to listen to all of his, like, talk with the hygienist, so it's listening to my 8-year-old be an 8-year-old without him knowing. And I hear him tell her that, because I bought him it's like a Lego set, it's a Hulk mech suit.
Oh, sure, okay.
It's called the Hulk Buster. And that's his current, like, motivation to do chores and get things done. So he's telling the hygienist this. She says, "Oh, what's a Hulk Buster?" Like, "Oh, it's a Lego set. He's a mech suit." And she goes, "Oh, so when you build Legos, do you, like, leave them all together, or do you like destroy them?" He goes, "Well, when I was a kid, I would take them apart, but now I leave them together."
Did she burst out laughing, or did she continue?
No, she's so good. She was like, "Oh, okay. Have you seen the new flower ones?" And then when the dentist came in, I was kind of laughing about that, and she said he also told her all about how he has a really cool high schooler's jacket because he has a Ninja Turtle jacket that's like
Yes.
Letterman style, and apparently that's his high school kid jacket.
I am on board with that one. I'm in. Good job, Connor. I'm in.
So my 8-year-old is also an adult now.
I don't understand why you didn't buy me a Ninja Turtles jacket, but that's fine. We don't have to talk about that.
I'll just go.
I'm trying to glare at you. I can't.
You can't. You just can't.
I bet they didn't have the coat in plus size.
They did not.
So let's talk about that. That
was a pretty good transition.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I stole Let's Talk About That from Rhett and Link.
Sure.
Rhett and Link. They're way more popular than us.
Impossible.
So much more.
Impossible.
They're also in
We're
the
like a top podcast.
They're also in the Waffles video before they were famous. I have to show this to you if you don't know what I'm talking about. We can't be friends.
I think I
until
know what
you
you're
about the
talking
waffle
about.
Video.
There's a waffle
I
video.
had to check my hair because I had my hands in it and was worried that it would like. Good Mythical Morning.
Okay.
Yeah, you should watch it. I think you'd love Rhett and Link. They're like the southern version of us.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to go. I have something to watch.
You have a lot to catch up on. all of that, the waffle video, the Ferdinand the Bull movie.
I do love that movie.
Anyways, plus size.
Plus size.
So this is a topic that we have been talking about for a long time.
It's not the Ted Lasso episode.
It's not the Ted Lasso episode. I would not be this excited. I would be getting my blankie. Because I don't get to talk during that episode. No. It's like my Baldur's Gate episode. No, so we wanted to talk about size in
weight.
Yeah, in the country, but also really the world. And just the way people are treated, the way people act. And it was a tough one because I was smaller in high school and then got bigger progressively. And now we know, because of my PCOS, I was not able to lose it. But now that I have lost some of it, I feel more comfortable talking about it.
And now that you know it wasn't like a personal failing of yours.
Exactly, yes.
Which is a garbage thought process anyway.
So frustrating.
But I can understand how that would be a mental block too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, then you start, yes, let me talk about that. Let's talk about
that.
Don't sue us, Good Mythical Morning.
Please.
They're just words.
We can use them.
We're loud. We're also loud.
True. Very true.
So I was not like a big girl in school. I thought I was because the 90s taught me that I was a cow my whole life, which I will also touch on later. But I was really average sized.
Yeah.
There was maybe even points where I was pretty fit. I was a little bit, like, I always say I was sportier built. Like, I wasn't really petite, but I was never in high school.
And honestly, and I'm just going to put this out here in the front of the episode, I am a small person.
You are petite.
I am petite.
Yes.
And I can imagine that is an interesting thing to have to be best friends next to.
Sure, yeah.
Because like you said, I would consider you in high school average or even on the small side.
Yeah.
But you had me.
Right.
So how do you compare yourself normally when your very best friend is petite?
And I felt like my shoulders were too broad and I felt like I was thick. But really, I was built differently. I had a little bit wider shoulders. So then as I got out of high school and started college and past that, I gained weight very steadily. And I think a few years into college, and probably like a size 10 or 12, which is really average now in the United States, especially with American sizing being
what it is.
So I have that in my notes too.
Yep.
I was considered morbidly obese because BMI.
Oh, BMI.
Ryan said something funny about it yesterday, but it's not appropriate to talk about on here if children are listening.
That would put us into after dark hours.
Exactly. We have one F word. The first thing I want to point out is how differently people treated me from one to the next. And it wasn't a very big stretch of time where it happened. And when I was slimmer, people saw me. They noticed me in crowds. They gave me more respect. And I was automatically more attractive than when I was standing next to someone bigger. Just automatically. Didn't matter if they had a beautiful face, if they were stunning, I was still more attractive than them because I was thinner. Now, when I got bigger, people don't see you. I've had people like hold a door for someone in front of me and then let it close.
Just wild to me.
That one makes Ryan really, really mad.
Yeah.
There's a stigma to what you're eating. And I will put out there, I don't always eat the best, but especially now, I don't eat very much. At all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even snack that often. When I do, it's not that bad. It's not like I'm eating just cookies all day or cake all day. Really, my weight shouldn't have mattered as far as what I was eating.
Right.
But we know now PCOS was screwing me up. So,
right.
But if you order too much food, or if you're at a buffet, or trying to think like a potluck, you will not take as much food as you want to eat, or you will be judged by what is on your plate. If there was a salad option and you skipped it, yeah, that figures.
Did you see how she skipped right over all the healthy choices?
Exactly. All she ever eats is fried food. No, but she's out at a restaurant. She probably doesn't fry food at her home. She. I can also say I'm only coming from the perspective of a woman. I can't speak for men. There is an example I wanted to share. There is a woman on TikTok who makes flavored water for herself every day, and her husband. And she uses flavor packets, and she gets a huge thing of water, and she adds 1 or 2 packets to it. It's I think 2 full bottles of water fits in the cup that she's doing. She'll do like strawberry kiwi or whatever. She gets so she's a bigger girl. She gets so shamed in the comments because she's eating or drinking flavored water. Yeah, it's horrible.
It doesn't add anything to your water
at all.
Or
maybe a tiny bit of sugar or something, but at least you're drinking
water.
water.
You're drinking water.
She's not drinking Kool-Aid or Mountain Dew.
Right.
Come
she
on.
didn't pour creamer in it or...
Exactly.
Gosh, people are awful.
So, yeah, exactly. And if it was a skinny woman, and I'm not hating on anybody, body size or whatever, but if it was a skinny woman, she would be praised for being creative and drinking water.
That must be how you stay so skinny, because all you drink is water.
Because you drink flavored water, huh? No, stop.
Yep.
So you don't exist to some people when you're overweight, and there are other people, I don't want to say everyone else, but there are other people who just assume you are nasty. There was a man on some show, and he said that all fat people should be put into concentration camps. And then he went on to say, I mean, where they have to concentrate on losing weight. Bro, too late. Too late. Too late. Sorry, not sorry, you gotta go. It really bothers me because there are rapists and pedophiles and murderers, but you want to put the fat people in a camp?
Right.
Because they're fat.
Because they're fat. And again, you don't know them. You don't know what their issue is or what the root cause is, or if that's just their body style. And that's just how it works.
I've seen a lot of people who claim that fat people just make that choice to be fat. I can assure you, I did not choose to be like this.
Right.
Because there are days when I don't even want to put regular clothes on because I don't like the way I look in them. There are times when I watch these videos back and I'm like, be nice to have that go away. Every day there's something. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be like this. I did not choose to be like this. And if I could flip a switch and go back to not being like this, I would.
Or if people act like it's that easy.
Yes.
Like you just have to make the choice to be healthier and you can be healthier. There's not hormonal issues or medical issues or food desert issues or food education issues that stand between someone being able to lose weight.
I've had a couple of successful moments in time where I've lost some weight. But I don't want to just keep blaming everything on PCOS, but this is why we're here. This is why I'm like this. But the successful times, I've had to work twice as hard as everyone else to lose half as much. And I immediately gained it back. Mm-hmm. Like, immediately. But also, like you said, when I am dieting, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Everyone says something different. You should have, like, a ton of protein. That's what you should do.
Only protein.
All protein.
All meat.
Atkins diet. Mm-hmm. You could eat bacon every day, all day.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you'd lose weight because you weren't putting all of the nutrients you needed into your body, so your body was losing weight. But the moment you stopped doing that, you gained it right back. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I still actually don't have a clue what I'm supposed to do. I'm eating for my PCOS now.
Which is great.
Yes, and working. But you don't know someone's life. You have no idea. And you know what? If they chose to be like that, then they probably don't care that you're being mean.
Right. Yeah.
You're being mean to the people who care.
That do care and are trying and
the
would
other
like
people
things to be different.
Are like, haha, you're funny. Bring me a burger.
Yeah. Bring me 4 burgers.
Exactly. But in almost every case, I can assure you that the person who is that size has not chosen to be like that and has probably actively worked to not be like that at some point. I will say that it is really hard when you get to a certain point after you've failed so many times, you don't feel like it's worth trying. Why bother? Why should I eat healthy when I'm still gaining weight no matter what I do?
There's no reward to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not losing. I'm still gaining.
I don't feel better.
Yeah.
I feel miserable because I'm denying myself stuff I want and forcing myself to eat garbage, or not garbage, but boring.
Yeah. It's just, you can really talk yourself out of it. And you can really talk yourself into you're doing something wrong. I didn't know what I was doing wrong, but I knew I was doing something wrong. I wasn't.
and that's so helpful for your brain.
Absolutely. It makes you feel really good, especially when you wake up and go to put on a shirt that doesn't fit anymore, or look at a picture where you felt really good. You felt like you looked great that day. For Christmas, I wore this new sweater. It was beautiful. I looked amazing. And then you pull up the pictures that someone else took, and you did not look amazing. Or you did, but you don't think so. That happens quite often. And, you can take pictures of yourself from angles that do look better.
But nobody else ever takes those pictures or posts those pictures. They're always the awful ones.
Right. So just very different in the way that people treated me. Being overweight starts to create a personality for you because there's a few things that happen when you get overweight. One, people will make fun of you. So maybe you become that person who makes fun of yourself first.
You become the funny person.
Exactly. The fat funny friend. I think there's a song about it out there. And I think of like Gilmore Girls, Suki. Amazing character, so much fun. The goofy best friend who's always running into stuff and burning herself.
And her as an actress, what is it, Melissa
McCarthy?
Yeah.
Yes.
She was typecast in those type of roles. She's always been the funny actress.
She's actually always beautiful.
She is. She's gorgeous.
A stunning woman. And she's lost weight, but I don't think she's gotten down to like the Hollywood happy size.
And so she's always like the token best friend that has the great sense of humor.
The harsh one who's more manly than feminine in Bridesmaids.
Yep.
The movie is funny though.
That one is hilarious.
She takes all the puppies. That would be me.
Same.
It doesn't matter what size I was. We'd be fighting over them.
No, we'd be stealing them together.
Distract them. Whoa!
Look at me.
But the other way that this can go is to turn you into someone who's not nice. I was watching a woman who went from 300 and some pounds to like 120, so a huge weight loss. Good job, her. And she said I was a nasty person because everyone else to me was judging me and being mean to me.
Well, and you put up walls.
Absolutely.
and it becomes your defense mechanism.
Yeah.
If everybody's gonna be shitty to me, I'm just gonna be shitty first.
Exactly. I'm gonna make sure that they can't hurt me because I'm gonna take care of them first. Yeah. So it can change who you are. I will say I loved to hug and snuggle, and I would hug you if I saw you and sit on people's laps and stuff like that. I would walk into a room and be like, Bre, and sit on your lap. That will never happen now. I mean, maybe. Anyway.
Hey, baby.
When my alarm goes off. See if anyone remembers that conversation.
From last week.
But no, it changed me very much, and I am just now getting back into being able to like hug people again because I didn't want them to feel how gross and squishy I felt. And none of my friends care. None of them. I cannot
can attest.
Yeah.
None of us.
I can't think of a single person in our friend group who would care. But I cared. And then to tie that part in, I'm going to say trauma, even though that I guess is a little bit dramatic. The trauma of the 90s.
Dude.
I've got media in the 90s. America's Next Top Model. Jessica Simpson.
Christina Aguilera.
Yep.
She's so tiny.
And they were teenagers. So then when they turned into their women bodies, men didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm not saying all men.
Just most of them.
That's why we choose the bear. But they were so called out. Oh, she's pregnant. No, she had a burger.
Right.
She's not 16 anymore, so you can see it. Or Jessica Simpson has fluctuated quite a lot. She's a busty girl, and she is naturally just a larger girl. She's never looked
Kind of
obese.
broad shoulder.
Yeah.
Just
to carry that.
Yep.
It was awful. And then America's Next Top Model, the size 6 model was the plus size model, and she could never find clothes to fit her because designers did not make clothes
Right.
for
You have to be a
fat
size
women.
0.
Yeah, or smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And then the sizing of clothing for all of us, not just plus size, but every
In
woman's
general.
size.
You can't win. It doesn't matter if you are small sizes.
No.
It won't matter from store to store. Your size 4 at this store is a size 8 at that store.
Yes.
Or your size 8 at this store is a size 16 at that store.
Yes, bridal.
Oh,
Bridal
God.
exists, I think, just to make people want to jump out a window. I was watching a girl the other day on TikTok who said she said she was a size 12, which is a very average size. And they had to pin her and use those elastic
Extenders.
stretchies to get her into the dresses so she could see what she would look like, which no, you can't. Because you're not going to have
Right.
extenders. And then they told her she had to order a size 22.
Yeah.
That is way plus size.
When Tina got engaged the first time, she brought me and another girl with her wedding dress shopping because she knew she would not be able to fit into anything
Yes.
that the bridal shops offered.
Yep.
So she brought 2 smaller friends with her so that we could try on her wedding dresses. It was ridiculous.
And it's gross. This is something, not only are they telling you this, they're charging you a fortune. Then they're telling you your wedding day is supposed to be the most special day of your life, which it is. It's a very special day, but you don't need all the pomp and circumstance around it.
And pay thousands of dollars for a dress.
Yes.
Order it in a size that makes you feel awful. And then let us fix it once we get it because
Yes.
it's going to look awful on you.
Yeah. And it's probably going to be way too big because we told you needed a 22, but you're a 12.
Yeah. Or
Come
too
on.
small because all of the bridal magazines tell you to order the size that you want.
Yeah.
And you think you're going to lose a bunch of weight before your wedding day.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It is set up to make women feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if it's purposely set up that way, but it just feels like it's set up to knock us back.
100%. Because again, I am a petite person. So being in my 20s, late 20s, and having to be a wedding dress model for somebody. Why are you basing normal wedding dress sizes on somebody my size?
Right.
I'm tiny. I can wear clothes in the extra large section of the children's section. Why are you basing wedding dresses off me?
And there's so many different types of bodies. There are petite women with very large chests or very large butts or both. There are, we actually knew someone who was really petite but was very chesty in high school, and that was okay. But why are you going to put on that wedding dress and she's not able to?
Right. Why would you, as a business model, why would you not have a small, medium, large in everything?
Yes, exactly.
To fit, and in real small, medium, large. Not small, medium, large that is actually extra, extra small, and small.
Yes.
So that you can appeal to all of your customers. Why wouldn't you want your brides to be able to put something on that makes them feel incredible?
Yes.
Instead of their friends have to do it, or they have to be stuffed into something that's going to look like a sausage casing.
Exactly.
And they're supposed to be envisioning the happiest day of their life.
Yes, what their significant other is going to look at them like when they walk out the door.
It's part of the reason I did my wedding dress and everything the way I did it, is I just could not go into those stores again.
I remember going with you to try on your wedding dress and purchase your wedding dress, but do you know what I remember the most? Is that when we came back to your house that day, I stepped into a pothole and twisted my ankle, and it hurt for weeks.
Aww. I don't remember that part. But thank
You
you
shouldn't.
for going with me to some strange lady's house to pick out my wedding dress.
I think she had dogs, and I was really excited
yeah.
about that. Anyway, yes, I think it's a disgrace. And I think that, I mean, nowadays, why aren't we catering to all sizes and shapes? We, as we've said, plus size people usually aren't choosing to be plus size, so let's make them feel good when they are.
Right.
Maybe they are working not to be, but
and
still.
make clothes that are made for those bodies.
Yes.
Like, the difference is, and it's especially obvious in like socioeconomic status. You know, if you are overweight and rich, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because you can buy these clothes
Have
that
them
make you
tailored to
look
you and-
amazing. Plus all the Spanx and the things.
Yeah.
But if you are lower income or don't have a style sense or somebody to help you dress, you're stuck with whatever you can get off the rack at Meijer or the thrift stores, which are not going to fit you right and aren't made for your body and aren't specifically tailored to look their best for you. So then you look even more disheveled and out of control and wrong because your clothes don't fit right, because you can't afford clothes that fit right, or you don't know how to make your clothes fit right or buy clothes that fit your body.
Yes, because no one wants to teach you that because they don't want to look at you.
And the stores don't even want to carry those sizes, so you have to go to like
Torrid
specialty
or Lane
stores.
Bryant.
Well, and at least now we have those.
Yes.
Like, it used to be basically you had to go to Tractor Supply and
Yes, can you
buy
imagine
farmer
being
clothes.
in high school and having to do that? Like, at least now, yeah, as you said, Torrid. Now, we both say they also love to put overweight women in cold shoulder tops, which is like where this is cut out, and floral patterns. I don't know if they think it detracts from your lumps, but
like busyness, weird.
it's really annoying. It's very frustrating. Skulls are another thing they love to put on plus size clothing.
Or I feel like they want you to be very sexy.
Or that, yeah.
Which
You can't
if
always
you can,
do.
great. And if you have that self-confidence and
Yes.
that's what you feel comfortable in, then go for it. I love that for you. But I'm very small and I don't show much skin ever anymore. I guess I used to.
Sure.
I used to show my collarbone more than you do. But I can't, like, going into Torrid, like, there's some cool t-shirts and stuff that I would buy, and then the rest of it I'm like, I wouldn't wear this in my size.
Right.
Much less if I was uncomfortable with my body, like...
Not gonna be able to put that on.
Right.
I mean, at least they're trying, but also it's very expensive. Sweaters at Torrid are $70.
And it feel like it... I hope this isn't offensive. It feels like it fetishizes.
Yes. No, that's something I actually have in my notes is sometimes you can't tell if people are being nice to you because they feel bad for you or because they fetishize you. Fetishize, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
That's how some of the Torrids... And again, if that's what you like and if that's what you're comfortable with, or, you know, you have an option to go in and buy sexy clothes for your husband or your partner or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's great, because I know Victoria's Secret, like, stops at anything above a normal-sized woman, not a tiny woman. So... Great, I'm glad we have those options, but can there also be options for just like normal everyday clothes?
Exactly. Yeah, no, I completely agree. And then you go to Lane Bryant and your age changes from younger
18 to 50.
Exactly.
And all the bras are beige.
Yep.
And
not sexy and
everything belongs on 60-year-old women.
Yep. So you get one end or the other. I will give credit to like Maurice's, but also take a little credit away from Maurice's because they used to have half plus size, half regular size.
Yeah.
Or I am straight size, I think is what they call it. They moved all the plus size to the back of the store.
Did they?
We don't want to see you there. Which
all the fat people in the back.
Exactly.
Only the pretty people can be in the front of the store.
Exactly.
Well, and the way Maurice's did it, I feel like again was almost worse. They were like, we're gonna have these plus sizes, we're gonna have these bigger sizes, but we're gonna give them weird names, and we're gonna make our sizing really confusing for everybody.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think Torrid goes up to 5 or 6.
And you're like, okay, so at a regular store I wear a 14, but in Maurice's I wear a 4?
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly it. And they have to put the signs up on the racks to tell you what size you're supposed to be able to wear.
Right.
It's kind of a relief to finally be able to wear straight sizes so that I can just see the size. I've been plus size so long that I understand their sizing now, but yeah. And
why do you have to have a different language to be able to go buy clothes?
I don't know if they were trying to make it feel better, so you're not buying a size 22, you're buying a size 2 or 3 or whatever they are. But also, something fun that Torrid has been doing lately is sizing their models down a little bit. So instead of doing a true size 22 woman in their clothes, they're putting like a 10 in their clothes, which is their smallest size. They go from 10 to, I want to say like 30 or something. Mm-hmm. So they're starting to put their 10s in their clothes instead of representing, which was one of the great things about them. And then, of course, the issues with the clothes all still being the exact same clothes that they created 10 years ago.
Right.
There's no differences now. But it is. It's really difficult. You can't dress yourself to look nice because it's so hard to find clothes to do. And then you finally do, and you wear it 72 times. Then you finally see that photo that your aunt took at Christmas, and you realize you didn't look the way you thought you
bad
looked.
Angle, and or it becomes like a Marge Simpson, the episode where she gets like the one perfect pink suit, and then people start to comment like, oh, she wears that suit all the time, so she tries to like change it into other outfits. So you're like taking your one sweater that you love and you're like mixing it with different things, and then people are like, oh, there's that sweater she wears every time.
Exactly. There's a lot of women that, like you said, don't understand how to dress for their size, and so they just put on the baggiest t-shirt and jeans they can find, and that's that.
And hope that you don't notice them.
Yeah. Which most people don't, so it works. But the people who do will make fun of you, and that's not true of all people. I know there are people who just don't care.
Or that don't suck.
That too, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
There are some.
And then there's the man who said fat people should be in concentration camps.
If I ever find him, I'll murder him for you.
Thank you, yes. I think the internet did a really good job of that.
Oh, good.
I think he's still alive, but I think he got, like...
But he has at least been shamed.
Yeah. Some stuff that you might not think about because you've never been overweight. When you're plus size, you check sizes on chairs, the weight limits on chairs, especially lawn chairs, before you sit in them. If you notice that they only have like the cheapy plastic chairs, you might choose to sit on the floor. Or if you notice that all the chairs are like the hanging chairs or things like that, if you can't find a tag on them that says, and you can't do it discreetly, you might choose just an armchair or something to sit in. You might decide to sit on the couch instead of in one of the nicer, funner chairs. Once again, you watch what you eat at functions. Despite the fact that you might want a piece of cake, you're not going to get it because people around you are going to judge you. And you have to work harder to look nice all the time, not because of your size, because of the way people are going to react to you. You have to be clean. You have to be sparkly. You have to have makeup on. You don't have to, obviously, but you do, because otherwise you don't look as nice as the people who aren't even trying but are
just
slim.
thin.
It's ridiculous, and it's awful, and it should stop.
I agree. It should.
The audacity people have, I have not experienced it myself, thank God, but the audacity that some people have in speaking to fat people, straight up fat people, they're rude, they're cruel. The things they have the nerve to say. But I do also know a friend of ours who has been very slim all her life, actually kept being diagnosed with like allergies and stuff as a child because she was so tiny for a long time, and maybe still does, hated fat people. Because the way they talked to her was so cruel. They would tell her, you need to eat a hamburger, you need to this, you need to that, you're so skinny, you're gonna fly away. And I'm sure you've heard these comments.
It's actually a really good transition.
That's exactly why I did it. And she, like, rightfully, in my personal opinion, even as a fat person, hated them because they were so cruel to her. She shouldn't deserve any of that. It's not like it's her fault. If it's not your fault that you're overweight, how is it her fault that she's not?
Right.
Come on.
And that, so you talking about potlucks or family get-togethers or whatever, I also I feel like I have to be careful about what I put on my plate, except it's the opposite. If I go for the salad and the veggie plate and the fruit, which are things I love, probably because I also have a bit of the tism and I like very specific foods, I skip dips and most
dressing
and dressings and most crock pot meals and all these things, and it's really because I have a lot of texture issues, or I'm picky about foods.
Onions.
So salads are always safe because I always know what I put in them.
Yes.
And vegetables are always safe because I know which ones I like.
Especially carrot sticks.
Exactly. Fruit is typically safe because you're going to be getting it from
the texture is.
Yeah, and you're going to be getting it from a fruit platter, and it's probably very like pretty fruit, so it's not you might get some sour blueberries, but it's not like mushy stuff.
Yes.
But every time I load a plate of rabbit food, I get comments about, oh, that must be why you're so skinny. Look at Bre over there just eating her rabbit food. I cannot tell you how many times in my life I've been told that all I eat is rabbit food.
Which is not true at all.
Right?
So potato chips are like your kryptonite.
They're my top favorite food. I had a boyfriend for a while that would bring me potato chips instead of flowers. Like our first date, he brought me potato chips. Thank you,
Jack's
Bolin.
pizzas?
Yeah.
I mean, no, I've seen that you do not just eat that stuff. The same I do not just eat the junk food.
Right. My favorite, the one that always sticks with me, and it was I brought a paper with me that I wrote in college about.
Oh, was it college?
Yep.
I thought it was high school.
In high school there was a monologue about being skinny.
That's right.
And then that somebody else had written, and I performed at like Night of Theater or something. And then that was kind of the inspiration behind this paper where I write about being too skinny. And it starts off with, I'm one of those people that everybody hates because I'm thin. And worse, I'm thin without trying. And I remember in high school or early college being at like a restaurant, or it was one of those, probably Red Lobster, so it comes with a salad. And, okay, well, what dressing do you want on your salad? Oh, no dressing, thank you, because I don't eat dressing. I just don't like it. I think it's weird. Right. It's a weird texture. The tastes are all weird, especially ranch. Ugh.
How did we not ever realize that you might have potato?
Right? So I said, oh, no dressing, thank you. And the waitress said, oh, that must be why you're so skinny. You don't eat dressing. And all I could think was, yes, that is what changed my life. That is what keeps me so thin. I gave up the 1 tablespoon of light ranch dressing that people put on their salads. That's what keeps me skinny.
Well, not only that, but what if you had bulimia or anorexia and that comment triggered you?
Yeah.
And after your meal, you went into the bathroom and vomited it all up?
Because she's right. How do I say so skinny?
I'm
well,
not
because
skinny enough.
Yeah. Oh, she noticed, that I'm eating or whatever. The big thing for me being my size, and again, if you haven't seen me in person, I am tiny. I am short, 5'2". I am okay
Everything
with saying
about,
my weight.
small hands.
I am 120 pounds.
Yeah.
I am 5'2", 120 pounds. I literally shop in the kids section for shoes. I have 5.5 size feet. I can wear kids shoes. My snow pants that I wear are kids extra large. Like, I am a small woman.
That would be so much cheaper for snow pants.
It is so much cheaper.
Grown-up snow pants are so expensive.
This is not a complaint. This is me saying the pros of being tiny like me. But the negative is I get ignored because I will never be sexy. I will never be a powerful woman.
Curvy.
I will never be curvy. I can't shake it. Like, I can't dance. I couldn't go to the clubs when we were kids and like shake it anywhere because there's nothing to shake. And my body doesn't know how to shake because there's nothing there that shakes.
Which also takes clothes away from you.
Yeah.
There are tons of clothes that you probably can't wear.
I'm more likely to find something that fits me in the boys section or the men's section in extra small than I am in the women's section.
They don't make clothes that
because
accent
everything for women is made to have boobs.
Yeah.
And I don't have boobs, so I don't fill out dress. Like I probably wouldn't now because I know of the health risks, but for a long time I was saving up to have a boob job. And it wasn't because I'm like horrendously offended by how small my boobs are. It's because I can't wear clothes without having them hemmed, or not hemmed, but like taken in.
Yeah.
So I only wear t-shirts and sweaters and things like that because anything that tries to show any cleavage is basically just going to fall off me. Right. You're going to be able to see my bra, everything's going to be poking out, like it's just impossible to wear clothes. I will never be like a woman in a power suit that can run a meeting with like and keep everybody's attention, because I just don't have.
You don't have the stature. You're the cute little girl.
Yeah,
the
I'll
cute little
always be cute.
Yes.
I will always be adorable. People will always think I'm funny and cute and nice and sweet, but they will never take me seriously. They will never find me sexy, except my husband does find me sexy. He's great about it. He's great with compliments. I won't say anything bad about that.
A lot of people who do feel that way, but of course you don't always find those people.
Right. And it just always portrayed me as this like
hamster.
Yeah.
You're the hamster.
I'm just the cute
friend.
Hamster. Yeah. The cute, comic relief, or the nice person at the office. Send Bre up to deal with the customers because she's just so cute and little. Everybody will love her. And I mean, I embrace it. That is who I am. I am a tiny little ray of sunshine most of the time. Like, it has worked out well in my life. But it has been a different type of struggle.
Well, and to learn, the same way I had to learn how to dress and where to shop and what people thought or what I perceive that people think of me and that kind of stuff. And the friend that I have to be, not to out you guys, but,
Mm-hmm.
You had to learn to do that as well, but in a different way.
Mm-hmm. It becomes very, okay, people telling me to eat or eat more or whatever, but it also becomes, I feel guilty a lot.
Sure.
Because I'm thin. I do it without trying. I was heavy just before I got pregnant. According to BMI, I would have been obese. You could see it in my face a lot, but it was still normal size for humans, I guess. I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, and then with health issues, especially with my undiagnosed POTS and my ADHD and taking stimulants, I dropped that weight pretty quickly after I had Connor, and then now I feel guilty, maybe I should go eat a piece of chocolate cake, or maybe I should eat sweets at this gathering so people will see that I'm not doing this on purpose. I like to eat bags of potato chips too, see? Or buying clothes. I go shopping with friends that are different sizes than me, and they're like, okay, well, I'll be over here. And I'm like, I'll be over here in the small section. Don't look at the clothes I'm buying.
All the clearance clothes.
I do. I get all the clearance clothes. And I'm better about
it now. That's what you should feel guilty about.
Right. Better price. And I can shop in the children's section. I am saving so much money on clothes.
Turtles jacket. You didn't buy me one, but whatever.
But I could have one.
Whatever.
But being in real estate, it's a drawback. It's a little
scary, yeah.
Yeah, and people never take me seriously. Trying to go up against Bill, that's been a realtor for 30 years, and he's a big guy, and he's so tough.
Burly bear man.
And I'm like, oh, but Bill, what about my offer? My client's very pre-approved, and my offer's better. And they're like, oh, look how cute you are.
You're adorable. I'm sure they'll find the next one.
So many. Oh, what a cute name. What a cute. Look how cute you are. I'm like, I am an adult woman.
I'm almost 40 years old.
I am a professional.
I probably have more experience in life than you do.
Right. Nope. Just cute. That's all I'm good for.
The other thing that I think, and I'm speaking for you, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we've talked about this before, is that when you have health issues.
Yes, that's where I was going.
Because I know you've had cholesterol troubles before, but you're still thin.
Yeah. And
that probably didn't help you either.
No.
Because you didn't gain a bunch of weight and you didn't get obese, but suddenly you had cholesterol trouble.
Doctors weren't caring. Doctors didn't think to ask about my cholesterol or my sugar levels or my activity levels. And then all of a sudden, I'm a 22-year-old with bad cholesterol. I'm a 22-year-old, and my doctor's looking at me because my heart risk ratio is 11 when it's supposed to be 4. And they're looking at me like, what do we do? What's going on? And outside, I look great. I'm well within my BMI. I look like I must be active because I look skinny and I look like I'm in shape. And really, I'm eating potato chips and drinking
salami sandwiches, not drinking salami sandwiches. Oh,
right.
I just remember you You went through a phase where that's all you could afford to eat was salami sandwiches.
So many salami sandwiches. I still live on salami, let's be honest.
I do enjoy salami. It's just so expensive.
Right? Yeah, I was in my 20s. I was eating garbage all the time. I was very unhealthy. Even before I gave birth, I was pre-diabetic in my 20s. My cholesterol was out of control and all this stuff. And I have friends that are overweight and going to the doctor and they're fine. All their numbers are great. Their doctors are telling them they're doing awesome. And I'm being looked at like if I don't make serious life changes, I had a doctor tell me I would have a heart attack before I was 40, according to the blood work I was having in my 20s.
Catch that in me immediately.
Yeah.
Because I was overweight.
And now I know with my POTS, it's part of my affects my adrenaline system, which makes me nauseous all the time and makes me not want to eat and makes me not sleep well. And these are all things that lead to weight loss. And then I was on stimulants for years, which lead to appetite suppression, which leads to weight loss. So I spent all these years looking great and being able to lose weight no problem, and like I didn't have an appetite. So when I went out with friends, I wasn't eating a whole hamburger or eating my whole meal. So a lot of guilt through those years where people were like, "Oh,
we're missing the one in New York.
Look at Bre. You know, she never eats. No wonder she's so
right.
skinny." Or, you know, do we need to worry about Bre? Is she anorexic? Like we never see her eat. Or look at Bre eating all her rabbit food. And internally, my health was bad. My numbers looked awful.
You're falling apart.
I'm falling apart. I ran a marathon one year, or a half marathon one year, and still had horribly unhealthy blood work.
Jeez.
But nobody, like my doctors were like, "Oh, keep trying. We'll see you next year." Like, oh, except for the one that was like,
"Hey, you're gonna die."
And like you said, it's hard for me to be motivated.
Oh, sure.
I don't look in the mirror and have to worry about what I look like.
Well,
I don't go shopping and worry about finding clothes that fit me. I don't go to amusement parks and worry about fitting in the seats.
Yep.
So why do I need to give up eating a whole bag of potato chips on a Thursday night and drinking
society
a Dr. Pepper?
tells you that you're healthy because you're little.
Yeah.
Good
what's
job.
The point? Again, it's easier for me to lose weight. If I decide that I do want to be healthy and I decide I want to be a runner, I can go be a runner because my joints don't hurt. Well, they do. Let's be honest, I'm old. But they don't hurt like they would if I was carrying an extra 100 pounds.
Right.
It's easy for me to go to the gym. It's easy for me to go to pound because I'm not carrying 100 extra pounds.
Right.
That makes my joints hurt and makes my body hurt and makes it hard for me to just be active.
It's ridiculous. And it's insane the double standard of it.
Mm-hmm.
My blood work's always been great.
But your doctor still wanted you to be more active and lose weight, and the reason you don't sleep well is because you're overweight, and the reason you don't feel good is because you're overweight, even though all your blood work is fine.
Yeah, you know, your sleep apnea is caused because you're overweight. Your sleeplessness is because of your sleep apnea. Oh wait, turns out I have a what is it called? I know what PCOS is called, but it's a chronic illness.
Yeah.
Turns out I have a chronic illness.
Weird.
How crazy. Maybe if they would taken me at my words instead of just looking at me and writing me off.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the fact that I had my one doctor that I complain about all the time, who told me there's nothing we can do about PCOS and that everybody wants to have ADHD. But I assumed that she saw me and looked at me and said, "Okay, you've never even tried to lose weight and you've just steadily gained, and now I'm done with you. You're not trying to be healthy." But yeah, I mean, it's just such a double standard, and it's so frustrating. I'm still a person.
Right.
You know, you don't have to like to look at me.
Well, and even beyond that, like, as a society, we're so focused on
beauty and
you and how that makes me feel.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? I want you to be I don't care if I know you or not. I want you to be happy and living your best life.
Right.
And hopefully in a healthy way that makes you feel good. I don't care about anything else. Like, you don't affect me. Your life doesn't affect me.
If I pass you in the grocery store and you have a cart full of junk food, I don't care.
Right.
I hope you enjoy it. Also, no idea why you're doing it. Are you purchasing it for your diabetic mother?
Right.
Are you purchasing it for a party?
An orphan's birthday party?
Are you purchasing it because you want to sit down and eat it? Will it take you 6 months to get through all of that junk food? Will it take you a month? I don't know. I don't care.
Right.
Enjoy. I'm jealous that you have the money to buy all that junk food.
Right? Can I come to your house?
Exactly. Do you want to be friends? Okay, but that actually is me. Do you want to be friends?
I see we like the same things. Let's hang out.
I see we hate everything that each other likes. Let's be best friends. I have a problem.
Me too.
Is it me?
Yes.
Is it because I have a new best friend all the time and break up with you all the time?
Yes.
But then still have you come over here to record this
But
podcast?
still keep inviting me and then fake firing me and then inviting me again.
Fake.
Although we did go through a whole season, a whole couple episodes where you were the one being fired, so.
It's true. Also, Brighton keeps waiting for his fax to know to come to take over, so.
You're gonna have to buy a fax machine first. This is my job security. Haha. It was you this time.
Punchy McGee. So yeah, just be nice to people. It doesn't matter what size they are. It doesn't matter what they look like. It doesn't matter what you look like.
And stop judging them because you don't know why they are the way they are or what they're doing or not doing, and it doesn't matter to you.
Do you know that your insurance rates have not changed because I need to be treated for PCOS?
What?
I know, it's amazing.
I thought everything everybody else does affected me directly.
And they do it on purpose to affect you directly.
Yes. Drive up my healthcare costs.
Yeah, for sure. And drain society of...
Yeah, because obviously if you're
food?
overweight, you don't work.
Yeah, no. I don't work 40 hours a week at least.
No.
And then do a podcast that doesn't bring any money. But still.
But it's still a job.
And stream and raise a kid. And no.
No, all you're doing is eating, not moving, and drawing money from the government.
And just drawing.
Yeah. Yes. Because being fat is a disability you can get money from the government for too.
Yeah, absolutely. They
totally.
And they love that for when you decide to do that.
They love to just approve those claims.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
No questions asked. Mm-hmm. They always, getting disability is the easiest thing you can do.
And doctors love fat people.
Absolutely.
So they're totally willing
100%.
to just say, oh, yes, you should have disability. Not, there's nothing wrong with you. You just need to move more.
When I get the flu or when I had strep throat a while back and didn't eat for a week or two or could only eat like shakes, like protein shakes, and I lost weight, I loved it when people said, oh my gosh, that's great. Even healthcare professionals, because that's the way you lose weight.
Yeah, super healthy.
That's a really good thing to tell people who might be mentally unstable because they get treated like crap all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a great way to encourage people to lose weight in healthy ways, is congratulating them for getting the stomach flu and not being able to give themselves nutrition.
That you were vomiting up everything you ate. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. Or, it's so great that you managed to stay in shape and you're so tiny. It must be because you only eat rabbit food and not because you're so nauseous all the time that you actually physically can't eat.
Oh, yeah, okay, so yes, like bring that up too. The burger. I keep joking about the burger in New York because you were so disappointed that you couldn't eat it. It was probably
think about that burger.
It was probably $25 burger.
Yeah.
Why would you spend that money on a burger that you knew you weren't going to eat if you just were going to not eat it on purpose?
I cried at Disney because it was Hollywood Studios Day. We pushed it a little too far, which if I don't eat at very specific increments, then my stomach gets messed up and then I'm nauseous. And on top of that, I rode the Tower of Terror, which got my adrenaline up. Then we got off that and went straight to the Rock and Roller Coaster, which is one of the older ones, and it's still like the really style roller coaster that makes me feel like I'm gonna fall off at any minute. And after that, I was just sick. My adrenaline system was so overwrought and crazy, and I think I had ordered a burger. No, I ordered a $17 salad because I thought that would be, relatively healthy and lighter.
Because you only eat rabbit food.
Yeah, because to stay skinny, I only eat rabbit food.
Exactly.
So I bought this $17 salad, and I get it back to the table, and we're still in this middle of this food court, and everybody has different food. And I looked at Zach, and I was like, I have to go. And I took my water, and I went and I sat by the restrooms because it was away from the food smell. I mean, I wasn't smelling restrooms, but,
Sure.
but it was away from the food smell, and I just couldn't do it. I was so nauseous, and I was so hungry and so mad that I just spent all this money on a salad that I couldn't eat. And we even tried to, like, keep the salad so we could bring it back to the hotel, but it was Phantasmic night, so you're there really late, and it's 80 degrees.
Constantly while you're, like, there's food everywhere all the time, so
Yep.
you're not hungry.
Yeah.
Aside from, in that case.
So I had to throw away a $17 salad. And I did. I like sitting by the bathroom, and I'm like teary-eyed, and I'm crying because I know I need to eat. I know part of why I don't feel good is because I didn't eat, but I also know that my adrenaline system is just in overdrive. Okay, this is just how it's gonna be.
This is my life.
And then I've got people, oh, there's Bre, all she eats is salad, is rabbit food.
She didn't even eat that, she just threw it away.
You bitch.
Yeah, it's lame. Stop assuming you know people's stories just by looking at them. Let people eat what they want to eat. Let them not eat what they don't want to eat. Leave them alone.
Stop micromanaging other people's lives.
And stop commenting on bodies.
Yeah.
Unless you're a
It's
compliment.
that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's, your eyes are really pretty.
Yeah. And don't compliment on
Size.
size.
Something that people, I guess eyes you can't control, but something that people can't control is not something you should be commenting on.
You can stick with overarching. You're gorgeous today. You look amazing.
Right.
You're
your
so
makeup's
beautiful.
Awesome. You did so good. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, oh, that shirt looks great on you. Or,
Right.
hey, have you lost 30 pounds? You look amazing.
Exactly.
It can just be, oh my God, you look amazing today.
Exactly. So be nice. Don't judge people on their size. If you have a judgment, keep it to yourself. Treat everyone equally, like humans.
And with respect. Yeah, treat people like humans. It's that simple.
That's what we all are. And if you want to send people to a concentration camp, let's do it to, like, the rapists or something.
Also, not the people that need psych medications, like our current administration is discussing.
Love that for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was Dungeons and Dopamine Podcast, Fat v Skinny edition.
And if you only listen to that part, you have to wonder if it was Jessica and I fighting each other or not.
Or not. I'm gonna make it
You'll
so much as
never
that.
know. You can listen to us anywhere you stream podcasts, and even on YouTube.
You can support us on Patreon at www.patreon.com/dungeonsdopamine.
Please also find us on Facebook, TikTok, which was almost, nope. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, and also Twitch and Discord.
Yes. You can reach out to us on any of those socials, as well as at dungeonsdopamine@yahoo.com. I might have lied. Maybe you can't reach out to us on Discord. Maybe I have to make, like, a general tab for everyone. We'll see what I gotta do.
Try, and then let us know.
Ryan will know.
Thank goodness for Ryan. Speaking of, Dungeons and Dopamine is edited and published by Argyle Pigeon Productions.
And that's all for today. Literally, we're done. Okay, love you, bye.
Okay, love you, bye.